A very interesting thing popped up over the week. Now, this is a quote from somebody. She said, pregnancy doesn't mean the two of you should get married. It's a makeup artist. Her name is Bola, and she said that after her marriage crashed in 3 months after getting married. Now, you guys heard the story, yeah? Dr. Shugo, it's very interesting that many people think that, first off, if you want to get a guy, get married. You're a doctor.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening. Go ahead.
If you want to get married to a guy, if you want to hold a guy down, get pregnant for him. It's something that they've been doing since time immemorial, or that they claim that women have been doing since time immemorial. But is it absolute that if a girl is pregnant for any man, maybe not you, that you should get married to them?
No, it's not absolute, because nothing is absolute in life. A lot of women have gone through that path, and when they got into the marriage, they realized that I think it was better for me to have been a single mother.
Well, it's not something our culture actually embraces, being a single mother. People don't really think that. There's a certain lack of respect, they believe, and I'm not with that school of thought.
To be honest with you, I think holding a man down with pregnancy used to be a thing of the past. In this age, I think it's not longer a norm. People don't buy into that.
It's not in vogue any longer.
No.
It's old slavos.
It doesn't. Because these days you have a lot of women that just want kids. They don't even want to have anything to do with men. They just want kids. They don't even want anybody to be with them. So, I mean, it's no longer in vogue.
Well, you talk about vogue, but I also see that, along with the culture that we have, where it's at, it has to be father, mother, and children. And then there's that stigmatization thing. The people are they're compelled to, I don't know, to, okay, I'm pregnant. Now what? I'm not married. I don't have a husband. There are other factors as well, as who's going to take care of the kid with me? What are people going to say?
That's if the woman is not working.
That's if she's not. And the argument is that that is it, that this generation, especially this generation, people who want to live as baby girls for life, that is how they go about it. They want to be pampered, taken care of. They don't want to work. So hence, what's the next step after graduation? Perhaps maybe I find a man. What's the easiest way to get a man? Get pregnant for him. He must marry me, then is what they think. But then, I don't know. I'm not of that opinion. Personally, I think that I've seen and I know people who are single mothers, and I always find that there's something about them that's very, very interesting. I think that they're very courageous. And I will never advise anybody who finds himself in that situation, especially a man, to say, okay, I have to marry her now. I don't know if you agree with me.
Because of pregnancy.
I look at it from two different ways, you know. There are some marriages that find it hard to have kids when they eventually do get married. So some people advocate the agenda that you need to basically test the product and confirm it works, you know, before you have it in your household. Some people are of that school of thought.
So it's Suya school of thought.
Do you understand? But then at the same time,
okay, Suya school of thought. You know, before you buy Suya, you take it.
Oh, wow.
But then at the same time, now this is my personal opinion, at the same time, it's also surrounding the reason why you're not supposed to have sex before marriage. You get me? Having sex before marriage would obviously put you in the line of being able to get pregnant before you get married.
So which are you for? Are you for no sex before marriage or sex before marriage?
It's, well, unfortunately for me, well, not unfortunately, because I enjoyed it. Because I enjoyed it at the time. Do you understand? So I would say don't have sex before you get married.
Don't have sex before you get married?
Don't have sex.
Did you test the goods yourself?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I tested many goods.
No,
just
no,
like you.
Did you test the goods you ended up with? Did you test the goods before marriage?
No, I did not test. I don't know what goods you're talking about. You know?
Did you test the goods before marriage?
Then we were in the world.
Before marriage.
Then we're in the world.
Then we're in the world.
No, you're in.
Well,
Jupiter.
the straight path.
So I think I have intel on you. This man is very special.
I can tell.
This guy actually dated his wife from 100 level in Unilag, yeah?
Not absolutely.
No, okay, so what was that?
So I dated my wife for 7 years before getting married. I dated her when she was in a 200 level.
What level were you?
300.
Okay, 300 level.
Yeah. So we're just a year apart.
So,
and it was an interesting journey.
I'm sorry, I'm going to intrude in your married life because I want to know how. This is very interesting. So you guys were in school together.
Yeah.
You got married how many years after school?
We got married, let me see, maybe like another 5 years.
5 years. Okay,
so how can you guys date for 7 years and there's no good tasting?
There's no good tasting. How?
Now here's the funny thing. When we say
It's
good
not
tasting,
like as if it's strange
we
to
need
me
you to
because
understand that she also tasted the goods. Your goods are goods as well.
Yeah.
You tested each other's goods.
You know that. So, okay, I think for me, I was just on that straight path, and the honest truth is, I never thought. Well, not like I never thought. It wasn't like I was dating to get married.
Okay.
You know, it was just one of those things you just do. Then you find out that
It's
you
looking
just
like it.
yeah, and you just you just find out that okay, it's nice, it's smooth, it's stable.
Why not just?
Why not? If not, then you, before you know, you just close your eyes and you're like, oh, this 5 years. How come 5 years? What happened?
Let's go for forever.
Then I'm out of school. She's still in school. I'm doing my NYSC. She's still in school. Then you just keep going, and before you know it, you'll be like, okay.
So the reason why Kudus doesn't want to give us a direct answer is because his kids are watching, or they will see this sort of. So just, you know that thing they are telling you don't do.
No, but definitely it wasn't like it was all smooth. We had a lot of bad times, a lot of good times.
Yeah, sometimes the goods can be like that.
Yeah,
the goods can be bad.
There was also time that she traveled out of the country, and we were doing over the sea relationship.
Okay.
So there were a lot of
ups and downs.
Yeah,
ups and downs.
So if she had gotten pregnant for you then, if you guys were testing goods, would you have been compelled to, would that have been the best reason to get married? Even if it turns out grand, would that have been the best reason to get married to her?
No, definitely not. But definitely, I think we were already at that spot that we knew that, after 7 years, we knew that
this is it.
If it had come, we would have gone with it.
Okay.
If it had come, we would have
Doctors
gone
know how to take care of these matters. But let's
oh my God.
Let's see. Okay. We don't. Well, did you taste the goods?
No. I didn't taste. There was nothing like tasting.
Guys, guys. Let me drop my drink. Can we be honest on this table? This black table. We are unburdening. We're talking. We're telling the truth.
Everybody has a story, right? So I didn't grow up in Lagos. I grew up in Kwara State. I grew up in Ilorin. Ilorin is very conservative. I come from a very conservative family. Everything is church. So there was no opportunity to taste. What are you tasting? So maybe you licked the surface, but you did not taste. You know that kind of stuff. That's how life is.
Yeah.
No, you have to be sincere. I don't know. You guys. Oh Lord. So that's it. Amen. Can we close the chapter?
Just the pepper on the suya.
Only the pepper, not the suya, actually. Very interesting. Now, let's go back to the take. Now, this lady's complaining that her marriage out of 3 months is a very, very bad one because it seemed like as if that was it. Hey, I'm pregnant for you. That
let's start into marriage.
Zeno,
yeah.
We need to know if you did some good tasting.
So
as well.
as I was saying.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm the umpire. I did not, and I'm looking you in the eye. I did not taste the goods before marriage.
Liar, pants on fire.
I wasn't a saint, however. I will say
you taste
that.
what you swallow.
Gang, good you stop. So let's get back to this woman's wahala
so
now.
You tasted, then you put it back in the plate. Come and take your food.
Guys, it's a serious show. Okay. So for this lady who finds herself in this situation. And I think I was reading down the comment section, and people were actually lambasting her, saying that it's mostly the lady's fault in these issues. Somebody said something about women knowing exactly how and when to get pregnant, that they orchestrate these events, these 9-month events, and that the responsibility mostly is on the woman. And I'm like, both of you enjoyed it.
Oh, both of you enjoyed it.
But
yes.
the way I see it, to be honest, when I saw this story. Something just told me that even if she wasn't pregnant for him before the wedding, the marriage still would have crashed.
Yeah. I think so too.
Oh,
it still would have crashed.
I just remembered a story. I have a friend. Came over to my place. I was a bachelor then. He slumps on the ground, sits down, and said, I'll change his name for, the names are not real, but the events actually happened. I'm like, Wally, what happened to you? He's like, Zeno. I'm like, what? She's pregnant. I'm like, who? Like, my girlfriend. You have a girlfriend? It's like, yeah, we only did it once. Apparently, he was a virgin. And then they tasted the goods, and then this happened. And he was forced to marry her. So he married her. He didn't marry her immediately. We lived together as bachelors for a minute. And then eventually they had to get married, live on their own and everything. 2 years later, saw him driving down the street. Hey, how are you? What's up? How's your son? Like, man, I'm not sure that's my son. No. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Safe to say the marriage didn't work out. They broke up. He's married to another woman now. He refused to do a DNA test, but he was absolutely sure that it wasn't his son. He said, because he's invested so much love in the past 2 years in this kid, it's going to be very difficult for me to find out that it's not my son, even if I know that it's not my son. And then the lady started behaving all sorts of ways. But listen, yeah, that's another story for another day. I might continue, but we are out of time. But we've got other stories. Tell you guys what we're going to do. If you have any topics or any thoughts on the matter, use the hashtag #TheBlackTable on TVC. We're going to come back to this very interesting conversation and much more. We've got a little tech segment for you guys. And, yeah, we'll be back.